What is your will, my master?
Hey, what's up, JC? This is a demo video for you for your Saberforge Bane. I appreciate your patience with this guy. I've had this for a little bit. I wanted to use my buddy Robert Sotomayor's chassis and his plunger switches on this guy because he came out with a fantastic chassis that allows for a removable battery, which is pretty unheard of on this particular Saber, and then maintaining, a 28, having a 28 millimeter speaker. So those two things together, there's no other chassis on the market that does this. Um, so I had to wait for him to get back from vacation before he could send it to me, which is something I probably need to take as well. But he sent it to me as soon as he got back. I got it in the mail yesterday, and then I got it done late last night because I wanted to get this done as soon as possible for you because, like I said, you have been patient. This is really cool. It's installed with a Proffie V2 that you supplied me. That Proffie is from Dark Wolf. It comes with fonts on it. You've got CC Sabers in there for your main PCB. You've got these aluminum dual tactiles from Robert that I was talking to you about. So this top one is your activation, and this bottom one is your auxiliary. This is the first time that I've used these plungers from him, and I really like them. They're very easy to use, and it feels great. How to get to everything is what you want to do is you want to unscrew the pommel, which is the only place on this chassis or on this Saber that comes apart, right? So when we take this off, it's kind of a two-part deal. You take the chassis or the pommel off, you can see your speaker, but then you've got this screw right here. This is going to be your retention screw for your chassis. I've got it backed out right now. You can see it right here. So it's backed out right now, so I can pull the chassis out. So you loosen that guy up, you come over here and you pull on your chassis. It is a little tight, but it comes out just like that. And then here is your chassis. It is curved so it fits in the Saber. The straight part fits the battery, which is super cool. You got a removable battery, so spring side over here by your speaker will be your negative. You've got a 28 millimeter Smugglers Outpost Elite speaker back here, and then you've got your Proffie board up here. I use just a tiny bit of adhesion to put it down in the shelf, and then I put a piece of art tape over it to hold it down. But it can be popped up if you need to, and then you can just put a piece of art tape on. So Rob puts this little divot in his chassis as well for art tape, and as a matter of fact, he's the one that I got the idea from, a long time ago, and then I've been doing it just in case you ever need to use that art tape. It doesn't get in the way of the chassis fitment inside of any Saber, right? So that's what I did there. You've got Smuggler's Outpost switch pixel PCB set, so you've got that female piece, and then you're not going to be able to see it in there, maybe just a tiny bit. Oh yeah, you can see it. There's a 14 pin PCB set all the way back here. I mean, it's right here next to the switches because that there's a little chassis piece right here that holds that 14 pin right here. It holds your main PCB right here, and then it also holds your two tactiles. So because that light's shining through pretty good, you can kind of see it in there, but that never moves. We just take your chassis and we want to throw a battery into it, right? So we'll do that right now.
You certainly have a way with people.
It snaps right in, and that's good to go. Now, there is a little bit of a trick to put this in. It's not really a trick, but you need to pay attention, right? So you need to put this in straight on. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here. We're going to put this chassis in. We're going to push it all the way in, and then you're going to get to a certain point. It's going to be about right here that it wants to stop on you. But all you have to do is come over here to the chassis and push it up a little bit and push it in. So up and in, and it goes in just like that. So much like Rob was talking about in his video, and you can check that out at Soroc Sabers. He's got his own YouTube where he explains this. You've got this little circle that he put in the chassis right here, and you want that little circle to be lined up with this crease right in the middle of the handle there. So make sure that all that's lined up in a straight line, push up and in, and it's good to go, right? Your chassis fits in there pretty snug. So you don't typically have to like press down on it while you do the chassis retention, but I will anyway. It's just a good practice. Whoops. I accidentally hit the button. So what you want to do in his video, he's talking about coming over here and pushing forward on this chassis while you lock it down just to make sure all those 14 pins stay engaged. So we'll do that now. That locks your chassis down, and now it's not going anywhere, right? So then you can come over here and you can put your pommel on, and it slides right on, and it locks in. Now everything's nice and tight. Now we can come over here, and you can hit activation. Nice and loud, responsive, right? Auxiliary back here. Hold it down and turn it off, and we'll throw a blade in. This particular saber takes a 1-inch diameter neopixel blade. You've got a lot of blade depth because of where that PCB is. It's way down here, so it gives you a lot of blade depth. You get nice shine through on your windows. So we'll lock this down real quick. And of course, you got your blade retention screw right here, okay? Now to get blade lock up, right, what you want to do is you want to hold down your auxiliary and hit your saber at the same time. And hold it down and you'll get that blade lock up. This thing is super loud. And then as soon as you let go, it stops, right? We'll go to the next sound font.
I'm right.
Ascension. Taranmalikos.
Everything in this saber is very solid. So you got good class on class. Blade lock up.
Den Solo. Empress Palpatine.
Just like that. So everything is working in here exactly as it should. You have a lot of sound fonts. Take this off, and then we'll go over taking the battery out, which is super simple to do. We'll just do everything we did to put it in reverse. So what we want to do, and I'll turn this light on. I want to take this pommel off again. Now remember, your set screw, when you're looking at this saber from the top, right, your set screw is over here on the left. So you can swap that if it's easier for you. By default, without thinking about it, I tend to do this because I'm left-handed. So if you find that you would rather have the set screw on the other side, just take these 2 screws and swap them over, and that's fine too, right? But we want to take this and we want to loosen it up. You don't have to take it all the way out, but you can if you want. I mean, it's not a big deal. I usually I'll take it out about that far. That should be enough for me to come over here. Don't grab the actual speaker, try to grab the chassis, right? Just grab the chassis and pull it out. And it comes out like that. And then you can come over here from the positive side of your battery, which is over here by the board, and you can pop the battery out just like that. And that is pretty much your saber. This was really cool to do. I think this is the first commissioned saber to go out with this chassis. So I hope that you enjoy it. If you got any questions for me, let me know. And if not, I will try to actually get this out in the mail to you today. All right, thanks, buddy.